What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast. I am Dutch, and I am in or around Denver, and this is my podcast. And holy fuck, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about this week. I know it's been a while, but I've had other things to do, and frankly, have not cared so much about doing this podcast, just because what's currently going on in the world is just so utterly infuriating, and I feel like me just yelling about it isn't gonna help, but I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna yell about it tonight. So yeah, it is what it is. um I think my opinions might be a little different than everybody's. Well, maybe not everybody's, but mainstream media and Fox News included, because fuck you assholes. But to start this off, the first thing we're gonna do, and the most fun thing, is tomorrow. Depends on when you guys are watching this. If you're watching it live, it's tomorrow. If you're listening tomorrow, it's today, and so forth. But March Madness starts, the bracket, and and it's St. Patrick's Day, so that's gonna be awesome. You hammer drunk and watch basketball all day long. Can't wait. It's my favorite. Okay, so I am going to fill out one of my brackets during this. Okay? Well, so this is important too. This is why you watch the stream, or you watch the podcast instead of just listening to it, is because now I'll tell you guys too. So if you're listening, I will make sure that this is edited and goes out before the brackets close tomorrow, because I am the defending champion of a couple of the little leagues that I'm in. Okay, so this isn't just some idiot picking a bracket. This is yours truly picking a winning bracket. There's a huge difference in that. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do, and then we're gonna talk about other things. And I will give you some of my secrets, but I will not give you all of them. And if you want, you can, if you're watching now, fill out your bracket with me. If you're listening tomorrow, I'll make sure it's up early. But I think the first game's at like 9 a.m. my time, so you better be up and listening. And then we'll talk a little bit. We're going to talk a lot of sports today. Well, a lot compared to what we normally do, because the politics stuff, I'm going to try and keep short and sweet, or short and extremely fucking bitter, because that's what this is right now. I don't know, man. It just, fuck, it is not fun at all in any sense of anything, and there's way too many dumb fucking people. But I tell you what, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to let's do the bracket right now. Let's hop off the bat, and because we'll talk a little basketball too while we do the bracket. And so I have some mixed feelings about this, but okay. So here we go. Well, I'll show you the screen, and then you guys can listen to me while you watch. So this is one of my brackets that I do, and this is the actual group, one of them that I'm the defending champion. I think it's like 2 years running now. Okay, and sole champion. I didn't have to share any of this shit with anybody. I also am just gonna pull up the playing games, because I'm pretty sure, let's see, I know Indiana beat Wyoming, but I don't know the other ones, and I'm sorry, but I don't care that much about playing games, except the Notre Dame one, because fuck, they might be able to beat Alabama. They might be able to, but I hate Notre Dame so much that okay, let's get into this. We're starting with the West, okay? And we're gonna do Gonzaga versus Georgia State. We're picking Gonzaga to win that game. So Boise State, Memphis. That's an 8-9. Oh man, Boise State. I feel like they're due for just a little bit of win or fun, whatever. So I'm gonna have to go with the favorite, the number 8. Next we move on to UConn and I want to say New Mexico State. Man, so these are getting into, again, folks. I know this shit. 5-12, 6-11 upsets. Okay, it happens every tournament. I'm not sure New Mexico State is going to be the one that does this, but I'm picking them. That is the 5-12 upset. New Mexico State beats Connecticut. Okay, just saying. Arkansas beats Vermont 4-13. Alabama and Rutgers or Notre Dame. That game is currently going on right now. So here's the predicament, and this is what happens a lot with Big Ten schools. You see it in football, is they suck. Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan, blah, blah, they suck. But a lot of morons like them and are still, they love them. So what happens is TV contracts, NC2A, they force these teams in and they rig it so these teams do well to make it to the playoffs or make it to the final championship. And then we watch Ohio State, Notre Dame, Michigan get absolutely destroyed by a better team. So it's not competitive, but you have a lot of Michigan, Notre Dame, Ohio State nerds who are like, yeah, my team's in it. I'm going to spend a bunch of money and we lost. Okay, so let's check. I got this up right now. It's 62-58 Notre Dame right now with I don't know how much time's left. Looks like 6 minutes, maybe. Notre Dame will probably.
Our game summary, points in the paint continues to be a topic that we've discussed.
See, I would play the audio for you guys,
Rutgers 40-22 in the paint, but also outscoring Rutgers 26-17 in the second half.
Hopefully
Ron Harper has 5 in the second half.
Oh, it is. Shit. Okay. So I muted that because I don't want to get in trouble for whatever. Nobody actually listens. Okay, so there's 6 minutes left, and Rutgers is down by 4. So this is my predicament. What I said is that I think Alabama beats Rutgers. I'm not sure that Alabama beats Notre Dame because I think the NCAA will fix it so more people watch it. So what we're actually going to do is skip that one. I can't help you there. Maybe by the time this podcast is over, I will know the winner and I will feel better about what's happening. Okay? So we're just going to skip that one. We're going to Texas Tech, Montana State. We're going to pick Texas Tech for my buddy Chris. He's one of the guys at PT, and we love him. All right, Michigan State, Davidson. This is an interesting one because I don't think Michigan State's as good as they play, but they don't play well. And I think Davidson might be a little shell-shocked, but the West. Okay, so this is the. Let's see, what is this here? Net rank. Record versus top 25. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna pick Michigan State against our will. I'll fill another bracket where they don't win. And then obviously number 2 Duke versus CSU Fullerton or CS Fullerton. We're going Duke all the way. Okay, so moving down, or let's just stay up here and move to the south. Okay, Arizona versus Wright State. Absolutely Arizona. They're on fire. Seton Hall, TCU. Texas Christian usually does all right. Seton Hall, I'm not sure is there. So, I mean, I'm going right now. My gut says TCU, but let's check on the little info here. I mean, I want to say TCU. So we're going TCU, man. Houston UAB. Houston. This is not a 5-12 upset. Houston is a lights out team. I see them making it into the Sweet 16. Illinois and Chattanooga. We're going to Illinois. Colorado State, Michigan. This is another one that Michigan doesn't even belong in here. And I'm picking Colorado State right now, just because obviously I'm from Colorado. But I think I'm going to lose this one because I think they're going to fix this game and let Michigan win. There was a controversy that, like, CSU, Cal State University, as I affectionately refer to them as, they didn't know how the fuck they were getting to Indiana till like a day or two after the other teams. So I guess what happens is the NCAA either charters you a plane or a bus, because I mean, if you're like 20 miles away, just get a bus. And they arrange all that shit. Well, they arranged it for all of the teams but CSU. They're like, we don't know when you're leaving or when or whatever. You know, so the coach doesn't know when he's getting there. The players don't know what's going on. Just automatically a total fix. Okay, so you know what, Michigan, fuck yourselves. Like, you guys are just scum. Okay, Tennessee and Longwood, 3-14. Tennessee's gonna take that. I'm sorry, Longwood. All right, moving on. Ohio State, La Jolla, Chicago. I'm going with La Jolla. Fuck Ohio State. I will never pick them to win a game. Sorry. Let's just check out the stat, though, here. Man. Yeah, I'm going to have to just eat that loss. Hopefully they win. Hopefully that's an upset that I pick. Nova versus Delaware, 2-15. Yeah, Nova's going to win. All right, moving down. We're at the East now. Baylor and Norfolk State. Baylor all the way. North Carolina, Marquette. I don't know, man. I'm a little eerie about this one because it's early round and it's not worth a ton of points. So who cares? But I don't like North Carolina, so I'm not sure that I want him to go for it. But we'll hit the little info button and see what's going here. I think I'm going to go with Marquette. Underdog. St. Mary's, Indiana. 5-12, man. Let's go to our little cheat sheet. You guys can't see this cheat sheet. This is some of the studying, some of the thinking I've done over the St. Mary's. That will not be one of the upsets. Sorry. UCLA over Akron. Absolutely. UCLA is on fire, man. Texas Tech. I think we got to go back to the notes here. Little cheat sheet to get some from some gambling buddies. And man, that's super close. But I don't know, man. I want to say Tech. So let's look at the no. It'll be Texas. Yeah, I gotta go Texas on that one. I feel bad about it, but let's circle that and move on. I hope you guys are filling out your fucking bracket. This is a goddamn winner. 3 Purdue versus 14 Yale. Purdue. Sorry, we gotta go that high. there's going to be one huge upset, but I'm not sure I'm going to nail it. Murray State and San Fran. I hate San Francisco, which I'm sure that's who that is, right? Ooh, I'm still going with Murray State, man. Sorry. And then Tucky versus St. Peter's. I gotta go Tucky. Okay, so heading over to the Midwest. What the fuck? We have East, West, and Midwest. All right. Kansas over Texas Southern. Sorry, not many 16s beat a 1. San Diego State and Creighton. San Diego State. Another team that is just fucking gangbusters. Iowa Richmond. So historically, I just want to tell you guys that the man, I don't feel good about that Murray State San Fran game, but I'm going Murray State. Okay, so historically Iowa good, and we're gonna have to just play with them. Providence, South Dakota State. Maybe check a little. I don't know what we have on these guys. This one's a toss-up, and I don't know, but I'm gonna go with a much higher seeded Providence. All right, LSU, Iowa State. Iowa State wins that game. Lock it in. Wisconsin and Colgate. Wisconsin wins. SC Miami. SC. You know we're going there. Auburn and Jack State. Auburn. Okay. Back to the top. We're back in the West. Now we're in round 2. Gonzaga, Boise. Zaga. New Mexico State, Arkansas. New Mexico State. Ooh. Man, hold on. I got some notes on New Mexico State because they are like. Man, this one's tough. I'm going with they win. Okay. There you go. New Mexico State beats Arkansas. Okie dokie. Man. Texas Tech beats whoever gets out of the Alabama Rutgers, but we haven't picked them yet, so I'm not sure. Michigan State, Duke wins. But I think Duke loses. All right, on to the East. Baylor Marquette, 1-9. Baylor's in. St. Mary's, UCLA. I think St. Mary's wins this. Texas, Purdue. What notes do I have? I'm going Purdue. Texas never does well on this. And then Murray State and Tuck. Kentucky. Okay. Back up to the second round of the South. Arizona, TCU, we're taking Arizona. Houston, Illinois, we're taking Houston. Colorado State, Tennessee. Colorado State's going to the Sweet 16, nerds. Okay, that's just what's happening. And then Nova's going to beat La Jolla, Chicago. Sorry, that's what's just going to happen. All right, Midwest. Kansas, San Diego State. San Diego State upsets Kansas. That's happening. No, it's not. I'm sorry. I take that back. Kansas will lose in the Sweet 16. So, man, I hate. No, Kansas will make it through. They have such an easy route. I want to say Iowa beats Providence, but I don't think they do. Okay, Iowa State, Wisconsin. Wisconsin. SC beats Auburn. Okay, we're into the Sweet 16. Gonzaga beats New Mexico State. Sorry, that's just what's gonna happen. Now we have Duke and Texas Tech, and Duke lets me down so often, but Coach K's last year, Duke it is. Duke and Gonzaga are the two in the Elite Eight from the West. 1 and 2. I feel like that's where it's at. Okay, from the East, we got Baylor and St. Mary's. Fucking Baylor. I'm not sure they can go all the way. So I'm saying St. Mary's upsets Baylor and makes it into the Elite Eight, and Purdue beats Kentucky. Okay. I feel kind of like, yeah, that's where that's at. Yep. I feel good about that. Okay. On to the South. Arizona and Houston. Yeah, I gotta check this out. Arizona beats them. Sorry. All right. Villanova, Colorado State. I think Villanova finally knocks Colorado State out. Okie dokie. Let's see. Kansas, Providence. Damn it, I don't feel good about this one either. This is a weird year, man. For anyone caring about the Notre Dame Rutgers game, it's tied with a minute left. I don't think Kansas wins this. I'm going Providence. Am I? No. I'm going to stick with Kansas. And then I think SC. Fuck. I don't like this at all. I'm going back to Providence. I'm picking Wisconsin. And it's Providence, Wisconsin, Elite Eight. Okay? All right, we're back up here. Gonzaga Duke. Zags win. I hate to say it, but they do. Okay, St. Mary's, Purdue. St. Mary's, man, that's my dark horse. They're not really dark horse at 5, but I think they knock Baylor off, and that is going to be the big upset that's going to win me this bracket. Okay, Arizona, Villanova. Nova. Sorry, Arizona. You guys had a good run, but you're out. Now, Providence, Wisconsin, I'm going... You know what? I'm changing a couple things. I don't know. I'm not sure that I am. Hold on. Who did UCLA lose to? In my head. Who are they playing? Akron? How have I not seen this game? St. Mary's is beating UCLA. Okay, yeah, that works for me. Dude, this one's the Midwest is tough because I have Kansas losing and I'm not. Providence. Can they beat Kansas? No. All right, I'm switching something. Kansas is Final Four. Okay. All right, so here's my final four: Gonzaga, St. Mary's, Villanova, and Kansas. So Gonzaga versus St. Mary's and Villanova, Kansas. I don't feel good about this. But it's better than okay, I gotta change some things. No, I'm not sure I do. That Colorado State, Tennessee. All right, I might fiddle with this a little bit, but okay. Zaga beats St. Mary's and Villanova. Total combined score 70 145. Uh Okay. We're done. Yeah, I don't want any of that crap. Okay. So that's one bracket down. We're good right now. Okay. Oh shit. We already hopefully you guys saw the rest of that. We've already switched back to podcast the screen. So okay, cool. Hopefully you only saw it when I hit 147 that you missed a little bit. But okay. That's how I believe the March Madness bracket will go. But I might change a couple things and I will let any of you know if I do. Okay? I might tweet. Oh, it's an OT, by the way. The Notre Dame game, Rutgers. Yeah, Notre Dame might throw a wrench in some things. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay, moving on. I don't know what order to talk about some of this stuff in, so we're gonna skip it and we're gonna continue on. No, we're not gonna skip it. We're gonna do it while I'm still loosened. All right, a couple things. You guys remember Jussie Smollett or whatever the fuck his name is? He lied about a hate crime, and turns out he lied about it, and he was charged with crimes, and it turns out that he was found guilty. Okay, a trial, he was fucking guilty, and he got sentenced to something like 150 days in jail, and like a fine, and I don't know, some shit. Well, I think today this asshole was released pending his appeal. I can't even begin to describe how incredibly fucked up and ridiculous that is. You were sentenced, you piece of shit. There are people on death row that are doing appeal after appeal after appeal after appeal. What if we set a bond for them and was like, yeah, man, here's $1 million bond. If you can get out with your bond during your appeal, I'm not even sure he's out on bond. I think they just released him while his appeal is pending. That is the most unconventional, ridiculous shit in the world. Like, if this was fucking me or you, we'd still be in fucking jail. Okay? And it's a two-tier justice system, and I thought that it wasn't. Well, it always has been. Because if you're rich and famous, or a Democrat, you can literally get away with murder. O.J. Simpson. Well, okay. Democrats who got away with murder. The Clintons. And then, like, O.J. was famous. He killed 2 people. Ray Lewis killed some people. All these guys. O.J., yeah. All right. So, it's just... God, I can't believe this is where we're at in this country. Like, we have actual people who are getting arrested and going to jail for things. Okay, it's white people. yeah, your white privilege doesn't work in the criminal justice system. But if you're a black lying piece of shit, you're fine. We'll let you go. It just that really fucking irritates me. Okay. Recently was because a lot of this stuff is the big topic that's coming up, and you guys know what it is, but a lot of recently was a couple days ago, a week ago, I don't know what the fuck this was International Women's Day, which I actually fundamentally I do have an issue with that. We should not have International Any Person's Day, because that's kind of what like divides us. You know, like having Black History Month or Mexican History Month or Women's History Month or all that. I don't really think we should have those. I think we should just teach history as it happened. And some of it was bad. A lot of it was bad. But more of it was good. And we should just teach history as it is. And fortunately or unfortunately, that's beside the point. It doesn't need that adjective. The reason that we don't teach a ton of Black history is because comparatively, and think hard about this before you bitch like a nerd. Comparatively, Black history is a small portion of the history of the world. And especially the United States, because they're a smaller portion of the population. And that's not a racist thing or anything. That's just a fucking fact. So yeah, if you're 20-some% of the population, you know, maybe you're 20-some% of the history. As for women, maybe a little more equal in the population, but admittedly, up until recently, and I mean recently as in the past 100 years or so, viewed a little bit as a second-class citizen, which, again, I'm not advocating for or against, but historically, that is kind of the way that it has worked. And I mean, even the Bible does shit like that. Like, when you get married, things are like, well, you know, you need to honor and obey, and the guy doesn't have to say that part. And people are like, well, fight the power of Dutch feminism. Fucking fine, but historically, that's the way things have worked. So, historically, a lesser involvement in big picture history shit. And then since we do teach history in the United States, we probably don't dip a ton into Chinese history other than like isolationism and stuff like that. But, you know, if you went to school in China, you'd probably learn that shit about Chinese history. And I'm not sure there'd be a ton of blacks and women in that either. So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I think it's dumb. You know, that also, like, I mean, are we just going to have, like, white history months of the year? Okay, either way, the point I was going with this is the tranny movement. Again, this fucks up so many things, and I don't understand why we're still doing this. It is shocking beyond belief to me. Yeah, somebody named, like, the tranny in government. There's some dude in government dressed as a chick who they named, like, one of the women of the year. Not a fucking woman. So you can't have International Women's Day if you're going to let dudes be women. You just can't. And I don't understand why the feminists and the chicks aren't pissed. I mean, you can't. Why is it that no one, well, there are a couple of Democrats have, but there aren't a ton of people identifying to be black. Again, there's a couple of Democrats that have lied and been like, oh yeah, I'm black, but they weren't. And that's what you're doing. If you're a dude and you identify, and I'm doing air quotes there, as a woman, you're a liar and a piece of shit. And I don't care how you feel. Actually, I do. I care how you feel. But we have to understand that you're suffering from a mental illness. And you need to seek help. We should not encourage this. So I'm a little disappointed in all women how you're not standing up and be like, you know what? No, fuck this. No, man, you can't be born a dude, dress like a chick, and win women's awards. And in sports, which we've talked about, it just, I don't know. Nowadays, and International Women's Day is now a joke. And if you don't see it as that, it's because you're a Democrat and you're stupid. Okay. Here we go on what I've been dreading. And yeah, because it's just, holy fuck. Ukraine and Russia. I don't even know where to start. But here goes. Russia has invaded Ukraine. They've started a war with Ukraine. Why? Because Putin wants, this is what I think, and a lot of other people think this too. Maybe, I don't know. I think Putin is getting older and he wants a legacy. His legacy doesn't have to be good, bad, or indifferent. He just, in his eyes, this is his legacy, is reuniting the USSR. Whether they want to be reunited or not, it does not matter. Putin is a dictator, and that's kind of what dictators do. Okay? So his first step was invading Ukraine, and I believe partially because they're not a NATO ally, and he would not incur all the repercussions of invading a NATO ally as like Poland, which is really fucking close to Ukraine. Pretty sure they're neighbors. Some of the other Baltic states. Okay, so that's the why in theory. Now, the why now is because of fucking Biden. Like, that spineless pussy is the actual reason why. And if you don't think that, I can't help you because you're so far fucking gone. It's insane. Okay, the dude is weak and fuck, I would invade Wyoming under him and he wouldn't do anything. Okay, so why Ukraine? You know, the NATO thing is part of it. There's also some much deeper geopolitics from like 10 or 15 years ago, but probably going back as far as the fall of the USSR. Too much to get into now, but I encourage you to check it out. Like there's a reason Putin's doing this more than he's just a crazy evil person. And I'll preface the rest of the discussion with this. What the mainstream media, and we're going to go on both sides of this, the left and the right mainstream media are telling you is a narrative that they want you to believe that I'm not sure is entirely accurate. I think they're omitting a couple of things from this storyline, and it's not as cut and dry as Putin bad, Ukraine good. I'm sorry, Russia bad, Ukraine good, or Putin bad, Zelensky good. And if you don't know, Zelensky's the president of Ukraine. Now, with Russia attacking them, it presents certain challenges. To some people, I don't think that this is up for debate, and this is probably going to be a little bit of the thing that people are like, oh, but Dutch, and it's like, shut up, nerd. Okay, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But okay, so Putin invades Ukraine, and I don't give a shit. I know that sounds horrible, okay? But if I'm the United States government, see, this is tough too, because Joe Biden has put us in a position that we need to care. And we're gonna do a pay attention close because we're gonna go all over the place with this. But Trump had us energy dominant, and I mean dominant because we had a surplus of energy and we were exporting it to other places, oil and natural gas. And that's what we're going to call energy, because right now solar and wind is fucking stupid and the Green New Deal is dumb, and get this shit out of your fucking heads, okay? We're not doing and yeah, everybody will just drive gas. All right. No, we're not doing solar and electric. It does not work. It's not efficient. It's not cost effective. I don't know if you know where electricity comes from, but it's not like lightning strikes and we just store all that shit and you just flip a light switch on and it comes. Okay? A lot of it is steam. Like when you drive to your city, into the city on a cold day, or if you live in the city and you see like the billowing white clouds coming off the power plant, that's steam. I don't know if you know how they generate steam, but quick science lesson. When you boil water, the water evaporates and becomes steam. And you can use steam to drive turbines and things like that. That's usually what they do. Well, I don't know if you know they boil the water, but they don't boil the water with electricity to make electricity. They boil the water with fucking coal. That's why coal trains still exist. Or natural gas, or I think it's pretty much coal. Fossil fuels. That's what they do it with. Okay? So that's where your electricity comes from. I hate to break it to you, but so when you charge your little Tesla, unless your house is covered in solar panels, which it might be, but not all houses are covered in solar panels. Okay, but yeah, when you charge your Tesla, it's probably electricity from fossil fuels. So you're not really saving the environment, you piece of shit. Side note, Elon Musk said we need more oil and gas in America. So if the guy who fucking makes his livelihood on goddamn electric vehicles is saying, hey, dude, we need domestic production, we need domestic production. Okay, so Trump had us energy dominant, and that's past energy independent. That's energy dominant because we're now we have a surplus of fossil fuels and we're exporting them to other countries and making money on it. Awesome. Biden stopped all that. And we're not going to get into this. He shut down the Keystone, a whole bunch of other crap we'll get into later. But yeah, Biden stopped all that. And if you don't know that, you're a fucking idiot. Because that's absolutely what happened. That's an undeniable fact. So now we have to get oil from other places like Russia, Venezuela, Iran, Canada, blah, blah, blah. All these other places. And again, guys, oil is not like there's a tank here for Iran and a tank here for Canada and Venezuela and Russia. It all just goes into a pool, goddammit, and we just buy it as it comes. Okay? So it's not like is that Russian oil? We're not buying that. So when they say that we're not going to buy Russian oil, they're full of shit. Okay? But since we now have to go to all these other countries to get our fossil fuels, now the Ukraine situation becomes a little more interesting. Because while we can't condone Russia, we can't fight them directly over this because A, we don't want to start World War III. B, we don't want to start World War III. C, we have to appear to not like Russia, but we all know Joe Biden's in bed with Russia. But A, and most importantly, is there's no A. We have to appear this way, and I don't want World War III. I don't think we should be fighting Russia. I don't think we should be involved in this fucking at all. Like, I'm sorry for Ukraine, but, and this is the other part that's going to be like shocking to most of you. I hate to say this, but Zelensky is not the best guy in the world either. He has imprisoned political opponents. He has censored. He's a dictator. I hate to say it, but he is. He's just a less of an asshole dictator in a smaller country. Okay? So one dictator is kicking the shit out of another dictator. I personally think the United States, fuck it. You know? I mean, people are like, well, you just can't attack sovereign country. But, well, yeah, actually you can. That's how global expansion, like, countries have started and shit. You know, like, America just came in and took shit and started. We were stronger, and that's how it worked. And unfortunately, Russia's stronger. They just are taking stuff. If we were energy independent again, it shouldn't fucking matter to us. Like, it's Europe's problem. You know, Germany and all of Europe has adopted the craziest climate change Green Deal nonsense in the fucking world for their own countries, but they import a bunch of fucking oil and fossil fuels from Russia. So it's your goddamn problem. So, but if we produced the oil that we have, it shouldn't be our problem. And that's the whole thing. It's like, this could have all been abated years and years and years ago. And yeah, you know, if Putin's threatening nukes, we can cross that bridge. I don't think he's that crazy. I mean, he's a crazy son of a bitch. I don't think he's going to nuke anybody right now. So again, it's not really our fucking problem. It's Europe's goddamn problem. Just like, and again, this is going to sound horrible, but Hitler wasn't really our fucking problem in the beginning. It was Europe's problem, and they literally bent over and let Hitler fuck them in the ass. And then the Japs bombed us, and then we had to get involved in all this, okay? But if we you know, got our own energy and fertilizer and wheat and shit like that, you know, not necessarily our problem. And that's where I stand, and I'm sorry about that. I really feel bad for the people of Ukraine. I wish you were a NATO ally and we could help you more. And as to why you're not a NATO ally, again, that's a very cloudy subject, because Ukraine used to be run by a Putin puppet. That rhymes, or whatever, alliteration. So I'm not entirely ready to explain all that. I gotta do a little more research. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what happened, but I don't want to say something stupid. But yeah, so like, there's a reason they're not part of NATO, and we're a part of NATO, so it's not our job to defend you. I'm sorry, that's just that's kind of the way things work. And again, I'm really sorry for the people of Ukraine, but I mean, shit happens. And I think Europe should step up and do something about this. So geopolitically, this is Europe's fucking problem, and they need to get on Russia and be like, hey man, fuck off. No more. And that would save Ukraine. But they can't, because they're completely dependent on Russia, because they've gone full-blown woke crazy assholes and need all the Russian oil, because, you know, Germany, for instance, got rid of all their fossil fuels and nuclear power, and now they just get all their energy from Russia. Now, I'm pretty sure the German chancellor has said we're not going to do Russian stuff anymore. So, Germany, have fun freezing your asses off. Like, you made your bed, now lay in it. And this is kind of where I'm at, and I kind of feel bad about this, but I don't actually. Because, fuck. I mean, yeah, this could have all been avoided. You know, and we're going to get more into depth on this on the next podcast too, because there are some really big things at work here. But generally, my stance is not our fucking problem right now, but it is because of Joe Biden. So what do? Super easy. Start drilling. Get our own oil, get our own natural gas, and then it truly is not our fucking problem. Unless nukes get involved, and then it is our problem. But, you know, because, again, I feel bad for the Ukrainian people, but it's Europe's goddamn problem. Okay, so let them fix this unless Russia starts invading NATO places, and then we need to talk. But until then, I'm sorry, like we didn't do anything when they annexed Crimea and all that crap. So, this is just, I guess, a sovereign country that people care about. And again, if you're from Ukraine, I feel for you. But if you're an asshole celebrity or a dumb fucking teacher or just an idiot that's on the flavor of the week who supports Ukraine now, shut up. And we transition a little bit, and we'll come back to this, but the outpouring of support for Ukraine is shocking beyond all belief. First of all, just yesterday, I think it was, a group of teachers or a teachers union or a school district, whatever, made these goddamn signs supporting Ukraine, and which is awesome. The only problem is that in their little sign, the Ukrainian flag was upside down. And that's kind of what I mean, is that, like, you don't actually care about any of this. You're just doing what you think is cool. And you look like a fucking idiot. Also, the countries and the companies, let's talk right now, the companies in the United States. So, and I know this is a little old, but a bunch of companies, like I think Ohio, the governor too, was like, no more Russian vodka. Okay, let me explain something to you, nerd. That isn't going to make one goddamn bit of difference. A, because you already bought the vodka from Russia and brought it here. So if you take it off your shelves now, you're only hurting yourself. You've already paid them for that. Okay? Also, that's a stupid goddamn stance to take. I'm sorry, but it just is. The companies, and especially Bungie, which the only reason I think of that is because I've been playing Destiny lately, but Bungie's like, we're going to disable the Bungie store for Russia. Bungie, I hate to break it to you, but I highly doubt fucking Putin's over there playing goddamn Destiny. Okay, so you're not hurting anyone but the citizens of Russia. And everybody's like, well, it's the citizens' job to stand up to this. Okay, fair point. But you're also a dumbass. I don't think you guys understand how Russia works. It is literally Putin's way or the you fucking die. Okay? There is no protesting or standing up to the government in Russia. Okay? So when you're taking off and again, this is the bunch of, but like Microsoft's done it and all this, and you're just hurting the citizens. Okay? Putin doesn't give a fuck about this stuff. It's the citizens you're hurting. And if you think that the citizens have any role in this, you're a moron. Okay, they don't have a say in this. Putin literally does whatever the fuck Putin wants. Okay? And it'd be like, yeah, I'll say it because it probably would be taken out of context, but I don't really care. So, like, all those riots and protests that BLM did, if they did those in Russia, all those people would be arrested and sent to the Gulag or Siberia or fucking executed. Okay? You don't get a say in shit against the government in Russia. So as a normal Russian citizen, you just sit at home and play Destiny and you let fucking crazy Putin do whatever the hell he wants. You cannot stand up to him. You will fucking lose your goddamn life. So it's not like here where, we let dumb people just rule the country. And that's literally what's happening right now, is dumb fucking people ruling country. And that is why we're in this situation 100%. Also, like I said, Joe Biden is a spineless old man. So that's why Russia attacked. So, yeah. I mean, they didn't do it under Bush or Bush 2 or Clinton or even Obama or Trump, because they knew that they weren't going to get away with it. They know they can get away with it now, and they are getting away with it. Like, if you think differently, you're a fucking idiot. And well, yeah, you're a Democrat. So yeah, they're gonna do that, and we're not gonna do anything about it because we can't, because Biden's a pussy and Democrats are fucking delusional. We'll get to that in a minute. Oh my god, it is like, ugh, it is fucking shocking to me how unbelievably delusional you fucking people are. Okay, so we'll get into more of that later, but on to more like maybe Russia, Ukraine, but politics. The State of the Union was a couple weeks back. Why it's postponed? Who the fuck knows? Absolute train wreck. Notre Dame beat Rutgers in the second overtime. We're gonna have to look at our bracket in a minute. Okay. So the State of the Union was an absolute fucking train wreck beyond all belief, but who didn't? Maybe not beyond all belief, because we all knew this was coming. I want to point out one thing that happened that I'm not entirely on board with. Okay. Lauren Boebert, who is a representative in Colorado, or for Colorado, in the U.S. House of Representatives. She's the cute little brunette that owns Shooter's Bar and Grill, and I guess told Beto to go fuck off or whatever. Always carries a gun. She's got the glasses. Outspoken. Wait a minute. Gotta take two out. Okay. So, during the State of the Union, I didn't watch it. I'm sorry. I was, I think the Avs game was on. I watched it later, though. Biden's going on about his other son, not the crackhead, but his other son, who was a veteran, or is still a veteran. Yeah, you're always a veteran. But his son has since passed. I'm sorry for him. But let's clarify some things. He didn't die in war. He died of cancer, like, after the fact. Again, I'm sorry for you, dude. I don't like you. I think you're a moron. But to lose a kid, that's fucking tough. Okay? Well, I assume it's tough. Like, but I haven't lost a kid. But, yeah, we'll talk about that later. Okay. That's fucking tough. Okay? I get that, man. So he's going on about this, and he's talking about, like, a flag-draped coffin. How that connection's made, I don't get. And Lauren Boebert stands up and makes a comment about the 13 soldiers that were lost in the Afghan extract. Or failed extract, whatever the fuck that was. Two things. I don't think she should have done that. And she did her rounds on all the talk shows the next day and was like, I just felt it in my heart. And okay. If that's really what you felt in your heart, then okay. I still think I feel lots of things in my heart. I just don't holler shit out all the time. Probably could have been part of the rebuttal. Probably could have been said later, but I know you wanted the grand platform for it. I don't agree with it, however, though. That's not the place for that, just like the guy who called Obama a liar. Not the place for that. Okay, like, we still have to have some decorum and shit in our government. Maybe, kind of. I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. I was not a super... And also, I hate to shit on our own party. And I'm not shitting on her. About that, I am. I think that was a mistake. Fuck off. Don't do that. Okay? You're better than that. As conservatives or Republicans, whatever you want to call us, I think we should act better than that. And I'm disappointed in her. But I think that's a big part of why she was elected, is because she is a big mouth. And not in a bad way. In a bad way in this instance, but not always a bad way. Part of me, though, and I'm not sure, I will do some research on this, but I want to know what she's directly done for Colorado in her position. And people are like, well, Dutch, you know, they have control and blah, blah. Okay, well, yeah. See how that works. So I'm not, and also for the fashion shit has got to fucking stop. Jeez. And I'm not sure I remember this, but oh no, I do remember this. Sorry. When the idiot, who's the dumb bartender from New York? Oh, Ocasio-Cortez. When she wore that tax the rich thing to the Met, that was like the most tone deaf fucking thing in the world. Okay? She's a moron. I expect that out of her. But I guess Boebert also wore a jacket or something that said like drill baby drill. Come on, this is not the place for that. Like, so here's my issue. That doesn't do anything. Yep, you made the news. Same with your outburst. We'll do your outburst and the drill baby drill thing all together. That doesn't actually fucking do anything to help anything. Like, we're not drilling domestically now because of that. We haven't changed any. We're not remembering the 13 soldiers anymore because of that. Like, you're in the House of Representatives. Like, fucking do something other than wear a jacket and holler shit out. Oh, Dutch, we're just in the minority. Well, I mean, yeah, but you can still introduce bills. Like, try, and if they fail, at least you tried. But, I mean, wearing a jacket isn't going to change anything. And it's not going to help. And I know you want to be in the spotlight, and that's fine. But part of me just said, shut up and do your job. Yeah, I don't actually feel bad about saying that. Shut up and do your fucking job, okay? Fight back with these idiots. Make sure that Pelosi calls the new mask bill up, which, talk about that. I don't know. This is getting into be a longer podcast, but, you know, fuck. You're all idiots. Every single one of you in the current government are complete fucking morons, except for my favorite and your 2024 president, Ron DeSantis. So, did you guys see this video? We'll get back to Ukraine and stuff later, maybe, or I don't know. I just might run. But Ron's at who fucking knows? Some speech thing. He's got to give a speech, and you've got the podium, and then you've got some kids behind the podium. And then you have, you know, like a backdrop. And what's interesting is the kids are wearing fucking masks. And old Ron, you know, walks up before his press conference and, you know, they've got their mics on, so they caught this. And it was like, first of all, the media has vilified this, but what actually happened was Ron was like, you guys don't have to wear those masks. You can take them off if you want. Take them off. We need to stop with this COVID theater. Christ. And then starts his thing. Okay? That's what he said. So you don't have to wear those masks. Take them off. Which implies you don't have to wear those masks. Take them off if you want. He also said you can leave them on if you want. I forgot that part. He was like, yeah, you can leave them on if you want, but fuck, we gotta quit this crazy shit. Okay? Oh my God, people lost their fucking minds over this. And in particular, they found one student and his mother, who his mother, you know, got on CNN or whatever fucking liberal media, and she was like, I can't believe that. I told my son to. And then they asked the kid, and this is what you don't see unless you watch it. They're like, what do you think? And the kid is like, well, and looks at his mom, and his mom's like, I'll fucking kill you if you don't say anything like a liberal wacko. And he's like, well, some man in power told me to do it, so I just felt pressured to do it. That's not what happened, kid, and you know it. That guy gave you freedom and was like, take it. All right, again, if you're a 16-year-old in high school and you want to wear your mask, that's fine. If you want to be a virgin your whole life, I mean, I'm sorry, nope, those are the same thing. Okay, yeah, if you want to do that, fucking fine. But I'm pretty sure you don't. Like, I don't know many high schoolers who are like rule followers, especially fucking mask following. Like when I was in high school, you didn't follow the dress code, blah blah. You didn't say your prayers in the morning, and whatever. You rebelled a little bit in high school. Like there were one or two kids who were like, oh yeah, and those were nerds. I doubt that whole group, they found the only 10 nerds in Florida humanly possible. Those kids wanted to take their masks off, and the governor said, hey, pop them off, man. I don't give a shit. This is stupid. But if you want to continue to wear your mask, go ahead and do it. Okay? And the kids that took their masks off, if you felt threatened by that, you're a little bitch. But they're just kids, Dutch. No, man. You're a high schooler. You're almost an adult. You're almost going to be able to vote. And if the governor tells you of your state, says, hey, you can take the mask off if you want, or if you want to leave it on. That's the gist of the conversation. Okay? He said, you can take it off if you want, or you can leave it on if you want. He wasn't threatening, or if you thought he was threatening, you're a little bitch. But the media found and I'm going to say she was black. Because we're going to start labeling people now, a white man, a black woman. It's like bitching about this. She's like, I told him. And then she's literally standing next to him like, if you don't, I'll fucking kill you. What is this kid going to say? Like, oh, hell yeah, I wanted to take the mask off, and I thank the governor, and I fucking love him, because when he gets home, his mom's going to whip his ass. Just fucking unbelievably stupid. Speaking of masks, yesterday the Senate voted to get rid of the mask mandate on transportation, like airplanes, buses, shit like that. And we actually had Democrats voting for this. Like, yeah, get rid of it. It'll die in the House because Nancy Pelosi is a piece of shit and won't even call it to the floor probably. But, and the one lone Republican who said, no, let's keep masks, fucking Mitt piece of shit Romney. How is this guy still anywhere? Jesus. Okay. So we've covered, okay, so back to like the liberal hypocrisy. I'm not entirely sure that I have any of them saved, but I will look real quick for all of you. Okay, so some of the tweets from Uncle Joey. Oh yeah, sending Harris over to things, horrible idea. She's a goddamn fucking train wreck. I don't know how you like this. But again, you're a Democrat. You're stupid. Oh, okay. So, I don't have the specific tweets, but I do have some other specific things. I guess the White House had like a bunch of TikTok influencers on a conference call, and they were like, okay, this is the narrative for the Russian-Ukraine thing. Gas is high because of Putin. Blah, 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 because of Putin. Blah, 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 because of Putin. And this has been a viral thing that's been going around. There's I guess she's pretty. She's a brunette, skinny, big old tits, nice looking. Reading from a script explaining to you on TikTok why gas is high. Completely fucking wrong. Absolutely, completely goddamn wrong. And I guess a lot of other TikTok people are doing this. But a couple things. If the White House is dictating what the influencers on TikTok are doing and saying, and it's actually propaganda, that is the best example of fucking propaganda that you could ever come up with. That's it, right there. And it's the United States government doing it. Okay, so if the White House is spending money to get these people to do this, that's fucking retarded. Also, though, if you're getting your geopolitical facts, or if you're getting any facts off of TikTok, if you're getting your news and like shit off, you're equally fucking stupid. let me explain to you in simple terms why gas is so high right now. Because we don't drill for it domestically. That's it. It's not an issue of supply and demand as much as everyone says it is. Like, we're not running out. Venezuela, Iran, Saudi, all these people that get a lot of oil are not going to ramp up production because we're still dealing with COVID bullshit. Yeah, we fucking 2 years to flatten the curve. Oh, I'm sorry, 2 weeks. I misspoke. Oh, no, it's been 2 years. Maybe I did speak correctly. Okay, they're not going to ramp up production when there is another crisis looming on the horizon, which might be Russia, Ukraine, which might be another pandemic. Who the fuck knows? That's when you have crazy people running the world. They're not going to ramp up production, okay? But we're not running out of oil. The reason it's high now is because, yes, there is a global conflict. And the people that produce the oil are involved in this global conflict. But the global conflict is Biden's fucking fault. So indirectly, gas prices are his fucking problem. Okay? And if you're Pete Buttigieg or any of those other assholes who are like, we'll just drive an electric car. No. Fuck you. I'm not doing that. But also, electricity is made from fossil fuels, so you're a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ. That's what I'm talking about, the liberals. Like, you guys are... And I'm not saying all of you. Yeah, all of you. If you voted for this and you're still okay, you're an idiot. And Christ. Drink some bleach. So that's why gas is so high. And if you want gas to go down, drill domestically. And the Biden administration is lying to you, saying, well, they just started up. There are so many permits and red tape being held up because a judge did say, hey, you guys can't do this. You got to let it go. Start. And Biden's like, okay. So there's maybe like, let's say 1 million permits. Let's say 10 million permits that need to be approved. They have like one guy working on all of them. And that guy is demanding a study for all the permits. So they're not necessarily not doing permits. They're just dragging their feet. This is the Biden administration. 100%. Because if we produce oil domestically, we're not affected by the world market. As much so. It's just like inflation. The other day on the Twitter, wait till the president or somebody, a big prominent liberal tweets, go read the comments. They're fucking hilarious. There are people that actually think inflation is because of greedy corporations. They think that's why everything is way fucking more, and I don't mean just a little bit. I don't mean the normal 2 to 3% always. We're talking like 30, 40% through the fucking roof expensive. And they literally think it's because of greedy corporations. So, the day Biden took office, those corporations were like, fuck it, let's be greedy. That's actually what happened, if you guys didn't know that. For the rest of time, the corporations were not greedy. And as soon as Biden took office, they just were like, fuck it, we're going to be greedy now. And that will create inflation. And it's not the president's fault. It's absolutely the president's goddamn fault, okay? Inflation is a result of printing money. Simply, that's what it is. That's it. That is the only reason inflation happens. And since the only person that can print money is the government, that'd be Biden's fucking fault. Oh, but Dutch, we needed it because of the pandemic. No, we didn't. Coronavirus didn't shut shit down. The government did. And if you were too much of a little bitch to go outside, well, don't make any money, starve to death, and die. Sorry. I mean, this is all insane. Like, I still can't believe that people are going on about this. Like, oh, yeah, inflation, pretty greedy corporation, bad. I don't know why that accent came up, but literally, all of it is Biden's fucking fault. The Biden administration. It's not him because he's oatmeal brain. He has no idea what the fuck's going on. All of it. And I challenge you. Again, I'm looking for my liberal. Like, they will not talk to me. Come on. Nothing. You can't respond to them. They're outright lying to you if they're in powers of position. And most of you are just eating it up like, yeah. Fucking corporations. Goddamn Putin. Yeah, Putin's an asshole. So is Zelensky. There, I said it. Fuck them both. And if we weren't so goddamn dependent on the rest of the world, because, yeah, the Green New Deal, the climate change, that's not a thing. Actually, I'll take that back. Climate change is a thing. Man-made climate change is not. The climate changes. Mother Earth, or Mother Nature and Earth, fuck. Yeah, you can't affect it. I'm sorry. You're not that important in the grand fucking scheme of things. And, get over yourself, you asshole. Okay. Yeah, this is a long one. All right. We'll get more in depth in this stuff. I'm feeling better now about some of this, so maybe we'll do some more podcasts like this weekend. I will get back into streaming. I've just been grinding some stuff and got like so involved that I didn't want to set up stream. Whatever. Moving on. The Broncos got Russell Wilson. Now we're going to talk about some fun stuff for a minute. Yeah, Broncos got Russell Wilson. Good. Are we a Super Bowl contender this year? No. And let me tell you why. A, the rest of our team is ass. I don't care what you say. You guys, oh, I'm a Broncos fan, don't you? You're not. No, not anymore. I'm not actually. Fuck them. Your little political statements have turned me off, but we have already known that. But I still know football more than you do, you diehard fan. Okay? The line is awful. Our running backs, questionable at best. We traded... let's see. Wide receivers fucking suck. Those two guys signed contracts and were MIA all last year. That's all I have to go with after they signed their contracts. Our defense, our linebackers can't do shit all. They can't cover tight ends. They can't do anything. I'm not sure why some of them drop it back. Horrible. D-line, not bad. A lot of injuries, not bad. Secondary, that's not the no-fly zone anymore. That's the, like, DIA zone now. Fly in, do whatever the fuck you want. They suck. I'm sorry. I'm not sure Russell Wilson is the key. Now, free agency is still going on, and they might do better. And I misspoke. I'm not sure Russell Wilson is the key this year. He is the key 3 years. Because we have first-year coach. Ownership is still who fucking knows, which is a big thing in the NFL. So, yeah, I'm super happy they got him. I'm still not sure I'm going to watch next year. I still want that apology. Like, I know they've gotten rid of all the woke, not all of it, but they've gotten rid of a lot of the woke bullshit. But I'm still pretty pissed about it. Like, that's some cocksucker stuff right there, Broncos. Okay, you're a football player. Shut the fuck up and play football. Okay, nobody cares about your political shit, especially if you're backing BLM, who stole $60 fucking million. What, Dutch? Yeah, look it up, nerds. So yeah, they'll do better. I hope they do great. I'd love to be a Super Bowl contender again, and I'll just watch for the commercials and hope they win. But yeah, I'm not sold on like this was the end all and now we're great again and everybody's like, shut up, nerds. Baseball's back, thank fucking God. I didn't want to have to abandon baseball, but if they struck this year, I was not going to ever watch them again. You guys are assholes. And while it's settled, I did plan on talking about this prior to being settled. So I will give you my opinion prior, but still stands. The players can go fuck off. I'm sorry. I support the owners on this. I guess the biggest holdup was the luxury tax, which means basically MLB doesn't have a salary cap, but they're like, hey man, if you spend over $100, you have to pay a luxury tax. And the luxury tax was at, $100. And the owners were like, well, let's make it 105. And the players were like, let's make it 10 billion. Okay. They just want more money. And MLB players are the highest paid players in the world, in all sports. Oh, no. Yeah, I get it. Like, only, I think, something ridiculous, like 60% made under $1 million last year. Okay, but that's a players' union issue. That's not an owner's issue. Maybe you guys shouldn't be taking these $50 million a year contracts and spread the wealth. I don't care. Again, you do what you do. But bargaining for more goddamn money when you already make an assload is just chicken shit. Especially when you're up there saying, I just love baseball. No, man. I'd feel much better if you're like, I just want to get fucking paid. I want to make as much money as humanly fucking possible, and I ain't playing until I get more. I'd have much more respect for you than I do now. And the arbitration crap, all that stuff, the 14-team playoff is all stupid. Rob Manfred is a piece of shit and is ruining fucking baseball. I can't get into it now. Well, I can, but I won't because I'm a little bit burned out. But the game doesn't need to be faster. If you think baseball's slow, you don't get it, and I don't want you as a fan because you're fucking ruining the game. But I'm glad it's back. And I'm going to watch every Cardinal game. And you guys will get daily reports or podcast reports whenever it happens. But until then, I think I'm done for the night. Or the day, whenever you guys listen to this. I'm ready to get back in the groove. I know I take some breaks, but I got all this shit going on. You guys watch the stream. Oh! I got yelled at for this, and I will stop everything for a special segment. Guys, there's a very close friend of mine, and his name is Batman. I think his real name's Levi. Shane. No, fuck, he's Shane. Levi's his co-host. He plays Xbox with us. You've seen him. Shane and Levi have a podcast. And I've never listened to it because, let's face facts, I'm a little bit above that. Okay? No, I'm kidding. I've listened to it. It's good. Okay? It's not quite as good as mine, but it's right there. It's good. We might be tied on some episodes. Okay? So I'd super appreciate it if you guys would not only like and subscribe to my podcast and everything that I do, because at the end of the day, I'm number one. But my number 1.5, because they're not quite 2, is the West of Nowhere podcast. Okay? They, I won't say recently, but recently have a YouTube presence, so they do film it. You can watch it like you do mine. I don't think they do it live, because I think Batman's makeup tends to run and shit. But guys, it's not a bad podcast. And if you listen to that podcast and mine, then when you watch the stream, which you should be doing, you'll know Batman and I a little closer, a little more intimately, and we can form a friendship. Like Phil fucking Phil plays with us now on the old Destiny. Okay? Phil is that locked in with this group. So you should get locked in with that. Yeah, I mean, West of Nowhere. That's west, like the direction, opposite of east of nowhere. It's a good podcast. I'm pretty sure it's everywhere. I know it's on YouTube. I know it's on Spotify. Check them out. I even think they have a Patreon page, but don't give them any money before you give me money. What I want you to do is, if you're going to give me $1,000, I don't want you to split that up. I want you to give it all to me and then get another 1,000 and give it to them. It's like for charity, you know? Okay. So, West of Nowhere, listen to Batman, who is Shane, and his friend Levi. And sometimes Batman's not there, but Levi's always there. I don't know. They've got a weird dynamic that actually works. We have a weird dynamic that's a train wreck. Notice we haven't had anybody on live in a while. Because why? What else are we going to do? We will have a special guest coming up. His name's Cashew, and he is just starting out streaming on video games. So we'll talk to him and all that. But yeah, guys, seriously, like, subscribe, do all that stuff for me. And while you're doing that, find West of Nowhere and do the same for them. But just do like one little bit less, just so I stay on top. Because after all, I'm number one. They're number 1.5. Until next time, I appreciate you guys listening. It's been fun. I will see you. I don't know when. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll stream tonight. Maybe we won't. Who knows? Talk to you guys later. Bye.